Good evening. I am the narrator, and welcome to my parlor. Tonight I discuss The Woman at the Park, my cousin's experience. My last two uploads concerned my father and I's experiences. In my first, I said many relatives from my father's family have had them. This one stars a cousin my age. He first told me soon after it occurred. It was a Sunday night, summer 2000, in his small southeast Wisconsin town. For his privacy, I won't say which. He was 11, going on 12. He and his friend were out bicycling. His parents were at home. They neared the local park, where they saw a woman seated at a bench under the pavilion. An art kit was open on the bench. She was holding a brush and painting on an easel. This was strange. It's not the kind of town where painters are seen in public parks. Still, it wasn't suspect. At first, they thought nothing of it. Then she saw and called to them. He forgets her exact words, only that she was inviting them forth. Why not, they figured, and obliged. As they neared, they saw she looked strange. Her blonde hair was scraggly and unkempt. She wore a bandana and was dressed, in his words, like a gypsy, i.e., ragged and colorful mismatched clothes. Moreover, she was barefoot, with no shoes in sight. They didn't see a car parked nearby. She seemed to have arrived on foot. Her painting portrayed the night sky with the moon and stars, each adorned with a face with a different expression. It was at most cartoonish and innocuous. They weren't yet unnerved. She began asking generic questions. How are you? What are you doing? He recalls few specifics. Gradually, they noticed strange details. Her voice was hollow, as if it was automated, like those on answering machines. Her delivery was sing-song. Her movements were stiff and awkward, like those of a robot whose joints need oiling. She even looked artificial. Her skin looked like wax, her hair looked like a wig. Her lips and eyebrows seemed painted on. They began to feel a sense of dread, like they'd been lured, like they should leave as soon as possible. They did, turning and biking back to his parents' home. There, they stayed only a few minutes before curiosity compelled them back. When they returned, she and her kit were gone without a trace. They peered up and down the surrounding blocks and saw no sign of her. Yet they'd only been gone a few minutes and her painting wasn't finished. Again, they had seen no vehicle nearby. Again, she was barefoot and had an art kit to carry. What was she? Where did she come from? What was her goal? What would have happened had they stayed? Nothing of her was unique. The hollow voice recalls those of the men in black and of channeled entities, like the one from the Brian Scott recordings. The mannequin-like appearance and painted-on facial features likewise recall those of the men in black. The ragamuffin clothes are common to entities seeking to resemble humans. She falls very neatly into the phantom stranger category. But again, what was her intention? Again, she seemed to have been luring them. This recalls my and other stories with the fake sounds of one in duress. It differs in the setting, a town as opposed to the woods, and the technique, polite conversation. And to what was she luring them? Would she have taken them somewhere? To some other plane of existence? Would a portal have opened? Maybe her intentions were good. Maybe she was an angel, sent to grant them spiritual awakening, and they in their ignorance had to be lured. I doubt this. If she and those like her are attempting to lure us, their efforts are piss poor. Their appearance and behavior seem designed to fail. They look and sound unnatural. Fear is the natural response. Maybe they lack theory of mind. That is, they don't understand how the human mind works, what draws and what repels us. Maybe they don't realize the effect they have. If so, they seem not to learn. Such reports continue without what seems even an attempt at improved tactics. Maybe they can't learn from failure, or maybe she wasn't trying to lure them, just scare them to feed off their fear and the negative energy it creates. This is plausible. Spirit parasites are well known, and parasitism is common behavior. If so, it wouldn't matter if they fled or not. Goal accomplished. Then again, she could have been a person, maybe an eccentric, unable to live on her own. Maybe she liked to paint at the park, and the person she lived with drove her, then returned for her later. Again, I doubt this. This town is small. They had never seen her before, nor have they since. Maybe if they asked around, someone would have, and even know her identity. Again, the town is small, but it's not close-knit. Many residents don't know their neighbors. Or maybe she lived there briefly and left soon after. Again, I doubt it, due to the many similarities with other strange figures. I forget the name of the friend he was with that night, and have never discussed it with him. If anyone has ever encountered such a figure or has insights on the topic and would like to discuss it, as always, feel free to email me at tparish1@new.rr.com, all lowercase.